I'm filled with joy getting some positive news from Finland. Our enemies, even in Finland, are running scatter. They are disappearing. The game is changing. Everyone is changing. And I also have some good news from our leader, which the Nigerian zoo country kidnapped. Those are things on the other side that they are fighting for Biafra, the illegitimate parallel government. Our both leaders don't know anything about it.
All right, lovers of freedom, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are welcome to this YouTube channel. You know, this is the only YouTube channel where you get your legit information. Now, this is the latest update on Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. If you are a Biafran and you are wondering what is actually happening in Finland and what is actually happening with the Nigerian zoo government, with the case of Nnamdi Kanu and with the case of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, then this is the update. This is the recent update of what actually happened. This is what actually happened between our Prime Minister and our leader Nnamdi Kanu. So stay tuned for more updates. I will be sharing the video shortly. If you are just joining us now, do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is the only YouTube channel where you get your legit information. Because the Nigerian Zoo media will never tell you anything progressive about the Biafra movement. The Nigerian media will never tell you anything progressive about the Biafra movement or the cause of our freedom. So this is why we, the local channel, we have been spreading this great information and great news regarding what is actually happening with our struggle and our agitations. Now, make sure you react to these videos on the comment section, share your opinions, and believe that we, the Biafrans, we are at the brink of breaking off from the zoo government called Nigeria. And as the Tinubu government is sinking gradually, the Biafrans, we the Igbos, will continue to fight so that we will not be part of this particular government that will sink completely. So that when the Nigerian state sinks completely, we the Biafrans will be somewhere rejoicing, because we need a country of our own, and we will continue to fight these people. We will continue to fight them because we are not going into any conventional war with the Nigerian states. All we are saying is Nigerian states should allow us to have our own country. We are waiting for a day whereby they will sit on a round table with us to discuss our referendum. Now, stay tuned for more videos and more information. If you are just joining us now, you can check back our previous videos. There you understand what we're talking about. You understand how we show you legit information. Even the war between the zoo soldiers, the zoo police in Okigwe that is happening currently. If you can check back our previous videos, there you understand bit by bit how we are breaking down all this great information and how we show you video. That is why we are called the Intel TV News, where we give you intels and videos of what is actually happening. No propaganda. So please subscribe and listen to this video I'm about to share now. Now stay tuned.
Igbo group demands Nnamdi Kanu's release. 100 trillion naira to forget about Biafra. Here are the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel / television this very moment. Today's the 10th of April 2025, and I have another important information for every one of you listening to my voice right now from wherever you are all over the world. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, it don't happen again. And I want you to pay very good attention to this very news, because it's very important. I can assure you, my people, another Igbo Efulefus have demanded 100 trillion naira and the attachment of the release of Nnamdi Kanu in order for them to forget Biafra. I know the reason why I said attachment or attached the release of Nnamdi Kanu, because it is never the problem of these idiotic individuals or anybody that called him or herself Igbo leader. Anybody you see that claims to be an Igbo leader or any group from Ali Igbo talking about Igbo of a thing, I want to tell you that the release of Nnamdi Kanu is never on their agenda. I'm telling you the honest truth. Believe you me, they do not care about the release or the suffering or the suffering. In fact, none of them appreciate the suffering of Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS dungeon for the past 4 to 5 years, just for the betterment of that same Ndigbo. For the future, a better future for the children of Ndigbo. For us to be free from this chain in our hands and our legs. They don't care. So, why am I bringing this news to your notice? I want to bring this news to your notice for you to see another stupidity of another Igbo idiotic group known as Alibo Development Forum. Just as Ohanese criminals demanded their own $1 trillion a couple of months ago, when the criminal Babangida, the murderer, Badamosi Babangida, made confession that very coup that caused the massacre of Ndigbo, that led the declaration, or before the declaration, the Aburi Accord agreement and the subsequent declaration of Biafra after Gowon, idiotically abandoned the agreement that was reached in Aburi by all African leaders in 1966. Then the declaration of Biafra independence became inevitable. So, I want you all to understand this and know the uselessness of those who claim to be leaders of Igbo nation. We are going to read the news in details right now, but before then, I want you to look at the number on your screen, which is written on the headline. Inquiry number for Finland protest for the release of Mazi Simon Ekpa. The number is there, +358 4024 36561. This number is for those who will be attending the protests in Finland on the 9th of May 2025 for the release of Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Biafran Prime Minister. Wherever you are all over the world, if you want to join the group for this very protest, kindly WhatsApp this very number. If you want to make any inquiry for those who will be booking hotel reservation or whatsoever you want to know concerning this very all-important protest for the release of our Prime Minister, kindly contact this very number on your screen as we continue with this very latest development here in Biafra land and of course in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. Now I'll be reading from Vanguard News Nigeria, one of the Zoo media platforms. Following former President Ibrahim Babangida's clarification in his book that the January 1966 coup was an Igbo-led conspiracy, the Alibo Development Forum, ADF, has called for reparations from the Nigerian government for the historical marginalization and humiliation that the Igbo people have suffered as a result of the false belief that the coup was an Igbo affair. Reparations. They want reparations. In a statement issued by the ADF's national president, Prof. Ukachukwu Awuzie, the group demanded that the federal government allocate 100 trillion naira to the Southeast Development Commission, SEDC, over the next 5 years. The funds, ADF stated, will be used for the restoration of properties abandoned during the civil war in Port Harcourt, Lagos, and other affected areas, as well as for infrastructural development in the Southeast. Now, let me even analyze here before moving forward. They said that this money should be paid or allocated to to the Southeast Development Commission, SEDC, right? But let me tell you, if at all, which I know that the zoo government controlled by the Fulani does not, pay attention to these idiots. But let's assume something that can never happen. That somehow the federal government of the zoo pay this kind of money to this very SEDC. I want to tell you, it's going to bring the original civil war. Now, not in the zoo, but within the Igbo nation, in the Zoological Republic. First, they mentioned here, I want you to, outline this. Look at here. The restoration of properties abandoned. Remember that word, abandoned property. So let us, bring it to this, abandoned, which means abandoned property that took place in Iguacha. So, can you point out any family today that can provide evidence of the property that they abandoned in Iguacha? If you want to say it categorically, you want to make a genuine case, I will stand here and tell you that all Igbo families had one thing or the other that they either abandoned or lost during the 3-year civil war. I said all Igbo families, all. But these ones that call themselves or claim to be Igbo leaders, they will come out and tell you, I abandoned or I lost 3 decking in Iguacha. This ones, I lost 4 decking in Lagos. I lost 100 decking in Kaduna. I lost this, I lost that. I lost my landed property. I lost this and that. And now they will calculate the money in this recent economy. So who will spend that money? Forget about this word. They just, use this one to camouflage. They just camouflage with this word, SEDC, the Southeast Development Commission. They just use this one to sugarcoat everything. There's nothing like this. So who will collect the money? I am asking a simple question. Who will collect the money? Ohaneze have said their own, they have claimed their own, and now this Alibo Development Forum has come out to lay their own claim. So who will collect the money? Which is going to cause another eternal war within the Igbo nation in the Zoological Republic. I don't know what happened to us. Our people have become so low and poor in mentality, poor in thinking. I don't know where we got it wrong. Is there any time at all that we are going to come out of this mess? If they continue to hold us under the zoo, is there any time at all that the Igbo nation will come out of this mess? Mental slavery and the form for Juapa. That word, that's Onyayala Wanneya, has disappeared in our midst. They just added Nnamdi Kanu. If you check from beginning, the main problem here is that 100 trillion naira. So the release of Nnamdi Kanu comes, later. Nobody's even talking about that. Mad people everywhere. Now, let's read. For a call for a national consensus to ensure that the next president of Nigeria emerges from the Igbo ethnic group as part of the reparations for the long-standing marginalization. You see? So this is the second demand. This is the second demand. So therefore, their headline, which includes Nnamdi Kanu, is just, the list. Just the list. So anyway, oh my goodness, Ndibo. Chai alumel. Ngwaleziano na nwere onwe anyị na-achọ. Ebe ya no we malu na Ndibo efugobo na nwere onwe anyị na-achọ. Within our midst, from IPOB, you saw what the DOS did. You saw what the zoo government and Southeast, politicians, especially the governors, used the DOS to divide the house that Nnamdi Kanu built strongly. The house was completely divided. It took us complete 3 years, 3 good years, from 2021 to 2024. It took us 3 years, 3 good years, to bring the house together under Mazi and Biafra Republic government in exile. Boom! Immediately Mazi Simon Ekpa was arrested in Finland. Look at what happened again. The Nnamdi Kanu, the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom government, used the Nnamdi Kanu to divide the house into 2 again. Look at divide the house into 2 again. Look at what is happening now. And don't say I Ijaw people are not supporting. Calabar people are not supporting. The Delta are support. While going on, what are you doing? How are you expecting the Ijaw people to look into what is happening since the kidnap and rendition of Nnamdi Kanu? You expect them to support. If you want to tell the truth, you will tell the truth that when Nnamdi Kanu was even here in 2017 after his release from Abuja, Nnamdi Kanu was touring all parts of Biafra, including in Ijaw land. Look at how people were cheering him up. Even when he was renditioned, when that Monday sit at home was announced, the first Monday sit at home on the 9th of August 2021 was observed all over Biafra nation, including in Ijaw land. We all witnessed it. If you want to say the truth, you say it. Including in Iguacha, where you call Port Harcourt today, it was observed all over Biafra land. But the moment the house was divided, you don't even need to tell anybody that is not an Igbo man never to support Biafra again, because these people are not serious. Ndibo, now they say the group also attached. Now they want to talk about Nnamdi Kanu. So they attached Nnamdi Kanu, called the Paka. For people like us, at least I go at the news. Okay, at least they included Nnamdi Kanu. Shame, because they saw how we lashed on Ohanes and Dioshi that demanded some amount of money just a couple of months ago without even talking about Nnamdi Kanu, which is just like a child that the same so-called Igbo coup gave birth to. This Biafra agitation today, Nnamdi Kanu's kidnap and his subsequent, rendition and his, release is a child that was given birth by this same Igbo coup. Are you even talking about Mazi Simon Ekpa? That one is the general, is the enemy of all Igbo criminals. Now, the group also demanded the immediate release of the 10th leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, stressing that his continued detention, especially in comparison to the pardon and integration of other individuals involved in violence, is unjust. Awuzie appreciated Babangida for finally acknowledging that the January 1966 coup was not an Igbo conspiracy. He noted that the previous attempts to get other leaders, including former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, to clarify this fact had yielded no results. Babangida's admission, according to ADF, helps to dispel the malicious lies that fueled anti-Igbo sentiment and contributed to the atrocities during and after the Civil War. I don't care anymore. Did you hear me? I said, I don't care anymore. Ndibo, ifeleme bono. I'm not going to analyze it further. Thank you, my people. I'm telling you.
Now, on other news today, Nnamdi Kanu vindicated as prophecies have been fully fulfilled. The news in detail.
So that is what we are talking about. Every day, this group is calling for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. No action. What is the action behind all this una calling? Calling. No action. It's getting to 4 years now. This man has been in DSS detention and nothing is being